Really live stream to just find any aspect of a centre to move on. I've been totally harassed for weeks, months, but they come and go in waves. And since Friday, maybe Thursday. No, I'm pretty sure Friday. Utter a force that isn't of good. You know, I'm happy to stay when my mental health is playing up, but it's just like you can't take away half mental health. I've labelled it auto fucking Sergei in the past because I appreciate the collective psychosis elements in terms of adding conscious support to people. I appreciate that that's a common understanding. But since Friday, I've been really bombarded, and if that is the collective psychosis in terms of on board to well, I don't know the purpose, because all I know is in my experience of life, it's just I've systemized it, and where I've systemized it, I've had to go into a lot of detail, and I know what to do with my mental health as and when. So if an external consciousness comes on board, even if help, it just doesn't work, because that the way it comes on board, the way they come on board is a case of is that I apply towards my mental health seems to get taken away, and they just want me to get on with life. There we go. Sorry, there was something covering the camera partially. And I can't believe that's the collective psychosis, the maliciousness that's involved. The people are the collective psychosis, and I know there are applications to life where I'll get challenged by the collective psychosis, i.e. the people, to make sure I'm focused, but I am. The sheer pain, physical pain that I'm being put under at any given time by means of this interaction, because it's energetic. To shut down half your brain, you've got to have a body that isn't perfect, a body that is struggling. And where it's struggling on an energetic level, it can be influenced and interfered with. It's very real, and that process is very painful. I know that I've given my body towards health, and health is energy, because that's my life. I'm a previously trained alternative therapist since my early 20s. I've got many aspects in my life, in addition, where energy is a fictitious thing, energy, isn't it? To many people. I made a video, what was it, 16 years ago, 17 years ago, how to feel energy. Well, I don't think the world really appreciates it. And unfortunately, we've been very much fucked up. Our physical bodies are suffering as a result of this now. I've not experienced this level of intensity and utter challenge from the collective psychosis before. And it's unforgivable. There's no quality to life. It's a prison cell. The English equivalent, a different organisation from another country, or, as I've said before, I could be being fucked with people with technology who've collected it on their own accord, and or aliens. These are very, very brash claims, but I'm being very much interfered with, and my life is very unlivable. Forget the unlivableness, because as a result of everything I've given to my mental health, somehow. But with this added terrorization, it's impossible. Not hope other than endless suffering on a physical, mental level. These are very serious claims. And I'm saying we're all being distracted by the fucking coronavirus here. Well, I don't know if I'm alone in this. I don't know if I'm the only one that's experiencing this, because I appreciate I'm one of the few people with a big mouth in this world as a result of nature, as a result of my past. When I don't know something, I go and ask. I've always been like that since school. When I first started to experience energy and Kundalini awakening, and it wasn't quite appropriate, it wasn't quite tuned, because I know a lot of people don't have an awareness of Kundalini. There are lots of positives and negatives to it, and you've got to keep it in check. And if you've got an active Kundalini, if it's not flowing correctly, it is torturous. Many mental health disorders, no doubt. It's played a massive part in my mental health disorder. I read a book shortly after I had my Kundalini awakening, basically on this subject, mental health disorders and Kundalini. It was what I needed to know. I didn't know what Kundalini was at the time, and it happened to me, and I did my research. I live my life because I have this thing, in addition to many other aspects, that has to be managed. Like you would a child. My mental health is a child. My Kundalini is a child. My physical body is a child. My life, as a result of, no problem there, but as a result of society and the life is a child, because I have a mental health disorder in the first instance. I can't take my foot off the pedal. if I take too much of a break without consciousness, I feel it. And it's happened to me many times. I know when I have to take a break, because we all have to rest. Kundalini needs rest. My mental health needs rest. My life needs rest. My body needs rest. I'm sorry, I can't go into town, fight to move mountains in terms of my own predicaments and circumstance, my own woes, but I'm literally seeing my legs flailing in all different directions as I'm trying to walk, and I'm doing my best to keep it in check, because I do scream. That's my mental health, and I don't want to scream, not for myself, and I don't want to disturb other people. By the time I ended the shop run on Friday, my body had given up. The painkillers had worn off. And it was going to be a very painful journey back to the car. That's my life. I've accepted it. I would have taken about an hour, 2 hours, and I would have fought, I would have screamed, I would have been in fucking agony. That's it. It wouldn't have been pleasant. That's my life. Then a lady, I suspect, I'm not paranoid enough to put her in the label of being from the CIA or whatever I labelled it before, all the possibilities. But she was from the collective psychosis, and she came over and she was just being pathetic in her means of communication, offering help but taking the piss at the same time. I repeated myself maybe 6 to 10 times the same thing, and it was as if it was gone in one ear and came out the other. She smelt of alcohol, but she was coherent, I know. She was kind enough to offer me a cup of tea, which I accepted. I saw the kindness in her, because I can't see. When I go into town, I have a big problem with people in terms of the collective psychosis, in terms of my family. I'm also on point with how to behave, given health. And if I haven't got health, I would try my best to communicate as I know, which is polite, through whatever distress I'm going through. I couldn't work her out. I said, please. In the end, I said to her, I'm going to have to change my tone. And I was very on point. Didn't ever enter into rudeness with her. But what it is, in that process, I don't know if it was the focus I needed to apply to my physical body, because I'm working through the physical pain all the time. If someone's in agony, speak to them. That's fine. But don't harass them. And in that harassment, I got distracted. My ability to keep my body in check lost. And the pain amplified. The ability to get back home was lost. The police came in then. It was her that was the CIA. It was, in my guess, I don't even know if he was CIA. But I hired a man and van to bring the rest of my belongings, but was very grateful for the help. There was no problem in the experience. I was managing my mental health. I was fighting my mental health. CIA about him in relationship to when I get an interaction about people fucking with me. And unfortunately, ever since that interaction, I didn't put him in that box in the first instance. I'm only doing it now. But it's not possible. My mental health has never been that sporadic if I give it appropriate energy, which I do all the time. And unfortunately, since Friday when I had that interaction with this gentleman, likely, I've got nothing to prove. The experience I've had, I don't know if and this is what I'm saying, I don't know if the collective psychosis have gone absolutely fucking insane and knocked it up a gear. I had a little bit of jest when I say CIA because it's the easiest way to reference an infinite possibility of who's fucking with me for no reason. I've made this live stream for no other reason, just to distract myself so I can eat my dinner, which I've been trying to do since about 2 o'clock. And it is pissing me off because I'm not a complicated person, you know. I've put on my YouTube videos. I wanted to hear one of the videos I made back, and they're all choppy. You get to all the bits that you want to hear, like make sense. I've made all the I'm fucking on point with technology. I've put all the settings on my live stream software to be, you know, to handle a poor reception, and I've got 4G here. No, can get 60 to 80 meg download speeds, but for some reason they can't handle pathetic live streams that you could run with 5 to 10 meg. That might not make sense, but what I'm trying to say is I'm being fucked with. I'm in fucking agony. My hips, there's something very sadistic about the final treatment. I don't know your intentions anymore. I know you're not a 8 billion fucking evil bastards out there. I know you have love in you, and for all intents and purposes, that's a big driving factor in many of us. But what I'm experiencing now, there's no message, there's no teaching, there's nothing I can take from it and say, oh, okay, this is what the collective psychosis want to teach me. No. It's a case of I'm just being made to experience suffering on untold levels. So what I ask is, when you look at your membership card to the collective psychosis, just take a minute to think, who are you really working for?